Do you wish you could get virtual attendees to turn their cameras on? Is engagement the number one issue on your virtual meetings? Do you want your meeting to be the most engaging virtual meeting? Well, welcome to the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. In this podcast, we'll talk to the top people around the world in virtual meetings and give you, the listener, the best ideas to host engaging virtual meetings. Make sure that you click subscribe so you can get the latest episode of the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. Now, let's welcome your host, the author of the #1 Amazon hot new release, Engaging Virtual Meetings, Chen. All right, welcome to the Engaging Show.
Hi, Roger. You know AI is engaging.
Because Roger and John run the Engaging Show?
Let's welcome Roger and John to the stage.
Wow, isn't that weird? Hey, Roger, how you doing?
I'm so good. That's so awesome.
So what you have just witnessed here is a text-to-speech AI. So I took a script to do our intro today, put it into an AI generator, and was able to create a 3-voice intro to Roger and I. Roger, have you ever seen that before?
No. The thing is, I've heard voice of God, like that's what we call it in live events.
Right.
You hear that all the time and you never see the person doing it. So it could be a fake person. It could be AI, but no, I've never seen, I haven't been part of this yet. And I'm super excited as a result. So this month, what we're talking about is AI. And this is John's suggestion. And I'm so eager because I know really very little about AI and I want to know more. One of the things about engagement is that when you're engaged, you're leaning in and you want to absorb things. And so I'm leaning in here. And so John, start us off what is AI,
What is AI? Well, AI, of course, is the talk of the meeting industry. It, of course, is artificial intelligence. And how can industry professionals, organizations, businesses apply its many uses to their roles, especially virtual meetings and in-person meetings? By definition, artificial intelligence is the ability of machines to perform tasks historically associated with human intelligence, such as learning and problem solving. Many AI applications include advanced web search engines like Google, recommendation systems like YouTube and Amazon, speech recognition like your good friend Siri and Alexa, self-driving cars like Waymo and Tesla, and now these generative or creative tools like ChatGPT and AI art. So AI systems work by combining large sets of data with intelligent iterative processing algorithms to learn from patterns and features in data. So every time an AI system runs around in data processing, it tests and measures its own performance and then actually develops additional expertise. So that's really kind of the baseline of what is AI, Roger.
Well, that's a lot of baseline, isn't it? It covers a lot of areas. So my eldest is a coder, a programmer, and he uses ChatGPT all the time. I'm sure he uses AI as well, but he uses ChatGPT all the time. So let's move on to ChatGPT. Let's talk about what is it? Why is it so great? Why is everyone talking about it?
Yeah, ChatGPT, there's really some key facts around it. It broke open the market. That's why everybody's talking about it. AI, of course, existed before this, but ChatGPT is the thing I think that brought it to the everyday person, right? And so the reason why it's ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. See, I bet you didn't know that, right?
I didn't know the pre-trained.
Yeah, it's a large language model-based chatbot developed by a company called OpenAI. It launched in November 30th of 2022, and it's notable for enabling users to refine, steer a conversation to a desired length, format, style, detail, language. Here's some cool facts. By January 2023, ChatGPT had the fastest growing consumer software application in history, gaining over 100 million users. That's right. 100 million users. OpenAI's valuation came in at $23 billion after it gained 100 million users. And now there, of course, there are paid versions and free versions that are out there. So that's
Yeah.
kind of the baseline. Now, I do have something else here too. We started to ask some questions that we might want to answer. So here is the first question. How do you create engagement in a virtual meeting? So here are some of the suggestions, and I'm just curious, Roger, the reason why, at least for me, that I got involved in ChatGPT is because most of these answers I would agree with, and I'd love to hear, what you think, and let me know if you want me to scroll through this list.
Yeah, scroll through it. Like I totally agree as well. And what's so cool about this is it pulls it all together in such a simple, easy format. Like, if I'm doing this, like so much of, like if someone were to say, how do you get more engagement in events? I would be like, oh, well, there's things that we do, but so much of it is built into my body. Like, so much has been, right? Like it's just instinctual now for me. Like you go, oh, I see something, I'm going to create engagement. But this is amazing because it pulls it all down into like point form, and you're able to go check, check, check. I'm doing these things. I love interactive icebreakers. What's lower down? If you scroll lower down, what was engage in discussion? Oh yeah, go up to the next one. What was visual age? Yeah. Provide breaks. I love this sort of stuff because this is the stuff that I'm usually, like, I'm sure we, John, are usually having to educate clients about, going, hey, we really need to build in breaks, like real breaks, not fake breaks, real breaks. It's wonderful to be able to go, and, ChatGPT totally agrees as well,
Well, yeah, that was like Breaks came out in January. I heard a keynote by Simon Sinek, right? Simon Sinek,
Yeah.
pretty famous guy, came out there and said that breaks were super important for engagement. That there's also science behind it. Okay, so now we ask the next question: how do you create engagement in in-person meetings? So here are some of the things were similar, but then if you read on, that some of them deviate from the virtual. Oh, there you go, like changing seat arrangements, right?
Yeah, active listening. I love it. I love the fact that they keep using the word engagement, because engagement is the secret sauce that is what makes events magical, whether it's live or virtual or hybrid. It doesn't matter. Engagement is what you're aiming for. Engaging speakers. Yeah. Totally. There we go. Woo! Engaging speakers. Yeah, encourage networking. Yeah, these are all like the thing about, I think the thing that this does is it provides easy experts. Like, you could consider ChatGPT another, you could see someone branding it and calling it like, the easy to ask expert or something, because it's all you do is ask the question and it comes back with so much information. Now, I'm a performer, so I've got content issues with ChatGPT and AI. The fact that they've sucked up every voice actor and every actor's behavior, and they're using that now to predict or to analyze. Like, that's sort of frustrating as a creator. But on the other side of the coin, it sort of seems pretty obvious that this is going to happen, whether, like, from now on, whether we want it or not, this is what's going to be happening. And it's going to suck all these experts and all their thoughts into the system, and then it's going to regurgitate that back to anyone, which is pretty amazing from an educational point of view,
Well, let me show two benefits to this. So recently, I heard a story that someone's brother needed to do a speech at her wedding, and he wrote the entire speech in Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And it actually was well received, right? I mean, they admitted that they, of course, customized some of it, which I think is a part. A lot of people are looking at ChatGPT to get you past the writer's block. Like when you're staring at a blank page, it's easier to edit something that's like, even if it's wrong, than it is to edit nothing.
So on top of that, so one of the people I follow on Twitter talks about, so they're a teacher, and what they're doing in their classes is they're teaching their students, and these I think are university, but they might be high school. They're teaching their students how not only to use Chat GPT AI, but also how to fix its problems. Like, so, and how to look at something that someone's given to you and quickly scan and be able to go, this is ChatGPT, and they didn't go through and correct it enough, because ChatGPT, one of the things it will do is spit out some pretty crazy answers if you're not curating it. That's the word I'm looking for. If you have to curate it, make sure that it's that it's not going off in a weird direction.
Yeah, two parts in there. One is I call AI your new teammate, which is like, let's say you hired a new person into your company, Roger. You know, you don't know how to trust or not trust this person. And so you should be looking at that filter until you develop a sense of saying, okay, now I think I can trust it, or, right, I'm always going to review this before I put it out because it still has your name on it, Roger Haskett's name on it. So still needs to pass your filter, and that's the human aspect. The second part is that I've been teaching people, Roger, the skill of prompting. The skill of prompting is like how you ask your question, right?
Yeah.
Determines whether you get a better or worse answer. And so, like this one, prompting says, as a speaking expert, what are the best tips to engage an audience? And so you can see this question is similar to the last question, how do we engage an in-person audience? But now saying as a speaking expert, it gave us a bunch of different answers. Know your audience, start strong,
Effective storytelling.
eye contact, vocal variety. This is actually a top tip from one of my friends who did research on what are like the number one thing that you could do in 2023 as a speaker, and it was vocal variety is something that is not being used by most speakers.
Oh boy, they're missing something there. Like I'm an actor. I'm an actor teacher, so I come from the perspective of like your voice. Like I was in theater school. We were lying on our backs for 3 hours a day, 3 times a week, working on our voices so that when we stood up and acted, we had a range of voices. That I would totally go yes to the getting your voice inflection to be more dynamic.
Well, we'll talk more about the ethics here at the end, but I want to talk about some of the results. So I took Rogers and I's last show, and I used a program called Opus Clip. And I put in our 16, 17-minute interview and had it get 30 to 60-second clips. It actually auto-generated and auto-created everything. So it created a video that actually rearranged us into a vertical format that, like here, we're side by side, put captions over the top and selected this thing that Roger talked about last week about a woman fell off her seat when he talked about this Matthew McConaughey story. Now let me just go backwards through here and show you what the video generated. So here we go. Here's the video clip.
And on stage walked Matthew McConaughey, and the room went wild. When I brought it up in one of my sessions, a woman who had been there was at the very back of the room, and she fell off her chair because when she heard Matthew McConaughey and remembered, it excited her body so much that she literally fell into the aisle.
Okay, so there's the clip, right? Now let's talk about the results of this clip.
Let's.
If we come in here, this is the behind the scenes analytics of YouTube. This video clocked 2,391 views, Roger.
That is amazing.
Let me finish how significant this is. I've had a YouTube channel for what? Almost over a decade. 2020. Oh, this channel, I take it back. This channel's been only in existence for 3 years, okay? Since 2020. But look, this AI generated a #2 video in the lifetime of my video channel. The only video that has been better is a video I created, which is reverse charades. By the way, you're actually in this video, Roger.
I'm gonna watch it.
We played reverse charades, right? And
you remember?
You remember in here. So that video went viral, and is like, I think India really likes this video for some reason. But it has
big in India.
And it has the word engaging everyone, and that got picked up by YouTube's AI algorithm that says, hey, recommend this video for anybody looking about how to do engaging stuff on virtual. So that video went viral. But going back to this, it took literally 5 to 10 minutes to create that video and upload it to get a #2 video. And let me tell you, I post a lot of videos, right? My channel has like 300 or 400 videos on it. And this video was able to exceed all of them.
And it was only posted like a week ago.
Yeah. So that's an astounding example. This is like, I said, it's like 20 times probably my normal result, Roger.
And using AI within the system of Opus Clip, and then putting it on YouTube, etc., allows us to benefit from how much it grabs people's attention. Yeah, I mean, we know that AI is going to, and ChatGPT is revolutionizing our world in so many ways. I mean, like you know that like we know that jobs and we know that creativity now is also something that Chat GPT is coming to. Like I've always been like, I'm creative. I don't have to worry about losing my job. And now it's like, oh boy, Chat GPT is pretty creative. And it keeps learning from all these creators from the, past 50 years when it's got information. So I was really eager to talk about AI, knowing almost nothing about it, because I want to figure out how to pull this further into my company so that we get the benefit of having a new team member without having to pay a new team member. Although, it's great to have live team members as well.
Yeah, so Roger, one of the things too, I asked an AI to generate, this is a text to full-blown avatar video. So I have a little message to get close to close up here today, Roger. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see if I got this. Here we go. This is just for Roger.
Hey, Roger, I just want to say you are a rock star. Thank you for being exactly who you are.
Oh, yeah. I want that award.
Oh, yes, right, from The Office.
From The Office.
Again, that took about 2 minutes to generate. Well, about 2 minutes of actual time and probably about 10 minutes of wait time. So after I plugged in the text for that, I write the text for that, is that you can go in and then I need to wait about 6 to 8 minutes for that video to come to my inbox. Here's the other weird part, Roger, I've been talking about, what I call AI stacking. Was that you can go to ChatGPT, write the script for that intro, take the script, put it in this Synthesia, right? Get this script in and have it come out and have this avatar do these pieces and have it all done where normally in production time, it would have taken us a lot of editing, time, lighting, scripting, and so forth.
Oh my goodness, so much time. So that's what you call AI stacking. I love it. I love it.
Hey, Roger, I just want to say...
I just had to bring you back. So, any closing thoughts, Roger? Let's talk about the ethics for just a second. And I think you said you had issues. There is a new lawsuit by somebody who said 3 authors had their she had 7+ novels that were scrubbed by AI without her permission, without royalties. I think the most astounding example that I have is that there's an MIT woman who she just graduated MIT and asked an AI photo generator to create her a better LinkedIn photo. She's Asian, by the way. It lightened her skin and it gave her blue eyes. And what my good friend Miguel Neves says is saying AI just only operates on the data that it was given. And so if the data is flawed, then its answers can be flawed too. So I think those are the gatekeeper checks that you have to have if you are going to go down this AI path.
It's like IQ tests are culturally biased, right? That if you come from a certain culture, you do better on them than if you come from a different culture. But it's supposed to measure intelligence equally across cultures, but it doesn't, because we're human and we have biases. And of course, AI is going to be biased because it's going to have input of massive quantities of Western civilization and much less of other civilizations that don't have the same recorded history, the same visual history that Western civilization has. So yeah, like you should expect things, but that's pretty horrifying to indicate that an Asian person is going to have a better photo looking less Asian. That's a little wonky there.
What's your last word on AI? What now that you said you were new to it, what's something you think you're going to go check out or investigate in the next month, Roger?
Oh, well, we're totally going to be using Opus Clip. I'm very excited about the stacking. But, for me, I think the most is prompting, just starting to use ChatGPT for prompted questions, like where, you go, whatever, for business or not. You can see how, because what we do now is we go to Google, and for the most part, we ask Google, but Google is a small part of ChatGPT. Whereas if you go to ChatGPT, you're getting a much wider basin of information to be drawing from. So I'm interested in that.
Outstanding. Well, I'll be teaching classes now, Roger. So I just finished. I'm happy to excited to announce I'm finishing a white paper for MPI Meetings Professional International. It is not, of course, not ready yet, but when it is, be sure if you are an MPI member to get that white paper. It allowed me to scan the industry for what's happening and what to look for in the future. I think you got to figure it out. Even if you don't use it, you have to know what it is to stay relevant, Roger. And so with that, we hope we found that AI is engaging. Thanks again, Roger.
Okay, thanks, John. Nice to see you.
I'll see you next time here on The Engagement Show.
This is John Chen, the author of the Amazon #1 hot new release, Engaging Virtual Meetings. I personally want to say thank you for listening to the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. It is my passion to help you eliminate bad virtual meetings. Make sure that you click subscribe so that you can get the latest episode of the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast with all of the latest ideas. Hey, I want to meet you. If you want to talk about a virtual meeting challenge, or if you want to be the next guest on the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast, just go to engagingvirtualmeetings.com/meet. That's ENGAGINGVIRTUALMEETINGS.com/meet, MEET, and find your best time to meet up. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with you online.